Do you think that's kind of like an unspoken responsibility of the educator, or do, for the most part, everyone's aware that yes, the teacher is like the mother or father for that child?
No, everybody doesn't accept that responsibility. I'm sorry to say and sad to say, everybody doesn't. You know, they don't all get it. Some people still come to it with a check and in their mind, and you know, we don't get paid the best, but they still, it's a better job than what they could have had or what they did have. So they're looking at it as a way out. You have breaks, you have Christmas together, you know, they're looking at it as a wonderful situation as opposed to, you know, understanding what that extension is. Okay, so prime example, it was a little boy, he was running, trying to get to the bus. Okay, and you know, we tell him don't run to the bus because the concrete or whatever. So he runs by me, and I'm standing there because I help kids get on the bus and make sure all the kids are on or whatever. And so he runs by me, and I said, "Oh, hey, slow down." But his backpack was like unzipped. And so when I pulled it to stop him from running, all the breakfast from that morning was in his backpack. And when I saw all that cereal fly out on the concrete floor, he cried and I did too. But he knew he had to leave the cereal and go get his bus. I cried, and so the principal comes around. She's like, "What's the deal with the cereal?" I said, "He was running." I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. I grabbed his backpack, it busted open, and all that breakfast was all there. Well, probably about the next 2 or 3 weeks, we had a blessings in a backpack where we sent food home with kids. I said, because we realized he's had that food, he's had that cereal, and he was planning on eating that for dinner. So that's been in his backpack all day from 9 to 4. And as they say, I cried, she cried, and the baby cried too, knowing that he didn't, might not have had dinner. So I had to realize that. I didn't go into, he was running and that, because there was a realization when that cereal went on the ground was, oh my Lord, I've got a hungry child on my hands. I've got somebody who may or may not be eating dinner because I was trying to keep the school rules and the cereal went everywhere. So, I mean, needless to say, that was a traumatic experience and a not a good night's sleep. But that's a part of it. That's when I realized, that's when the cold, hard truth of some of these children that I was teaching live. So therefore, it's not a matter of we got to get your lessons. Like, have you eaten? Did you eat last night? Have you had your meds? You know, come outside. So sit right here. And I got these Pop Tarts that we had from this morning. Did you get breakfast? No, we got here late. I didn't get, okay. Here, just sit right here. And I'm standing there watching my class, watching him as he eats the Pop Tarts because he's starving. He can't focus on schoolwork. He's hungry. So, yeah, it's still that. I mean, you know, I got hundreds of those stories, but I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't have those stories.
And that's the part that's so tough because you see all that, and children are so vulnerable, and
Yes.
right, and to be exposed to that, you wouldn't want even adults to be exposed to that
No.
situation because there's, it's the basic needs, right? A roof over your head, food in your belly, and happiness in your heart. But
Mm,
to have a child in your care that you're with for, let's say, 6 to 8 hours, and you know that they're hungry, and you know that for that time that they're with you, you're the mother, you're the father.
mhm.
And this will allow me to go to my next question, which would be, when you see children like that, and you pointed out that this generation, 20 to 30, like my generation, more serious than maybe our parents were at that time, right? Just different climates is
Sure.
probably the
Yeah.
best way to describe it.
Right.
Um, what do you see for the next generation happening going forward?
I see the next generation is not going to be confined to the stereotypes. They're not going to be the Ford workers, the GE workers. They're not going to be, which were great jobs and great pay, but they're not going to be that. They're not going to be factory workers. They will be the next philanthropists. They will be the givers. They will be the ones who seek to change. We saw that with the Breonna Taylor uprisings, because I live in that area. And I mean, there was young people marching daily, marching, sit-ins, the whole 9 yards, protests, the whole 9 yards. So they will be the ones to change it. They will be the ones to hopefully see that change. And some of them literally lost their lives because of it. And I believe that this generation is going to be the one to really stand up and say no more, and strive to do as much as they can. And they're okay with 10 of them in a house. And I'm sleeping on a floor and a pallet, and I don't have to have, some do, but all of them won't necessarily have to have all the fineries of the world. They can get their basic needs met. And if it is something that they really believe in, they're willing to sacrifice the ease of comfort for themselves, for the comfort of the many and the masses. And that's what I see. I'm seeing more and more of it all the time. The give back, the establishing nonprofits, raising funds, collecting books, getting Barbie dolls. They're doing all that activism, even at a very, very young age. When I was just thinking about, I'm trying to get my own Barbie doll. Why am I trying to get 5,000 Barbie dolls for somebody else? Let them get their own. Don't they have a mama like mine? I put it on my Christmas list. You didn't put it on your Christmas list. I was oblivious. I knew it existed, mind you. But, seeing it face to face on a day-to-day basis. When I became a public school librarian and computer teacher and had to teach every child every week, all 600 or 700 of them every week. Oh yeah, that's a rude awakening. When you see that child on Monday and he's got that same ketchup stain, and you see him in that same shirt on Thursday and he's still got that same ketchup stain and that same dirty shirt. I was like, and I go to his teacher, his homeroom teacher, and say, if I see that shirt tomorrow, it's going to be me and you. I mean, that's the way I come for you. The teacher, she young, I didn't see it. Boo. I've been seeing it. Every day you get off the bus with the same ketchup stain. If you don't go down in the Family Resource Center, get that baby a new clean shirt and put that other one in a bag that hopefully his mama will think about washing one day, it's going to be me and you. Because that means your eyes is not on them kids in there. Yes, ma'am. I'm old enough to be their mom. I'm like, yes, ma'am, and go get a shirt. Did you get the shirt? Yes, ma'am. I said, okay. Because they're, some of them are not thinking. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Oblivious. So that's what I see. That's what has been a rude awakening for me the last 22 years of my life. And so really 25, because I've been retired 3 years, but, I'm still in it. I'm still selling children's books to districts. I'm still doing book talks with schools. I'm still providing book fairs that most people like. You have a book fair? Yeah. The big ones. I'm David and they're Goliath, but I'm still doing it.